I like these guys. They're funny guys.
It's Friday night, September the 1st, and it's around midnight. The new Around Midnight with the local boys.
You had to say the new around
I did have to say the new Around Midnight. I did
Can't
that.
just be around midnight.
No, I did that just
We're like
because
how many
I knew-
weeks in now?
Just before we went on the air, we were having a conversation about calling it the new Around Midnight versus just Around Midnight.
I was looking forward to a time zone discussion until you said new around midnight.
By the way, this is CJ Divine right here, also known as Chevelle Divine, also known as Chump. Was affectionately called that by a caller last week, and the name is sticking. I love it. He's wearing a signature AM orange tonight.
Orange-esque.
It just
Yeah.
sounds like you're insulting him.
Yeah, that's kind of harsh, man.
I don't know if you need to.
I didn't
thought
come
we
up
were
with this.
people, man.
Yeah, I don't
This
know
was-
if you need to preface it saying it's a combination of Chevelle and Trump.
Yeah. Oh well. See, there you go.
But then
You
it
do
should
need
be
to explain
chump. It shouldn't be Trump. Chump. That's
Nah, Chump's
Trump.
better. Chump works.
it. All right. So
Can't win, people.
CJ
Can't win.
Divine, Todd Fluker sitting over here on my left-hand side, and he's handling the internets tonight as always, and a splendid job he is doing. And
Well,
I
let's
am
not
Joe
get carried
Carbonetta. And this is the new Around Midnight for Friday, September 1st.
New and improved.
Wait, oh, you want me to throw in an effect?
You gotta get
Around Midnight.
New and improved.
You need to get like one of those little crappy stickers that you see in the chat rooms where it's like the big star burst and the word new in it, and then have like a ding sound.
That'd be
Can we-
kind of cool.
Can we get like filters and put like puppy faces on it, all of us?
Oh, I hate that so much. We'll have to talk about that.
I don't know
one day.
why girls love that so much.
I'm not even going to venture a guess on that one. But hey, if you're a girl and you want to explain that phenomenon to us, please give us a call. We are live. The number's 951-356-6882. That's 951-356-6882.
Are
and
you
we'd
one of
love
those
to talk to you.
puppy filter girls? Give us a call.
Puppy filter girl, is that what we're calling them?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah,
PFGs?
exactly. PFGs.
A PFG. All right. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. Good. A little tired, but I'm good.
Excellent. All right. I'll buy that.
Why can't you just be good, Chevelle?
I don't know. People ask me that question all the time, and my answer is, well, I have to go to work. I have to take care of my family. And I gotta
Well,
come here and talk to
You have
these
to understand,
numbskulls.
I've been under a lot of stress, and I only had 3 slices of pizza before the show.
5.
I really wanted to
Five?
have another.
You ate 5 slices of pizza
All
before
I
going on
know
the air
is there's
tonight.
2 pieces left. We had 2
doing the
whole
math.
pizzas, and I only saw you guys have like half a pizza. So I'm saying you guys need to carry your weight.
I
That's what I'm
see.
saying. Because right now I'm carrying
Yeah,
enough
apparently
weight
you're
for
carrying
everybody.
plenty. Yeah, yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Speaking of waiting, and this is a terrible segue, I know, but speaking of waiting, we're going to just dive right into this evening. So Uber has finally decided they are going to drop that part of their app that tracked you for up to 5 minutes after you got to your destination. Even if you shut off the application, they were still using your phone to track you for 5 minutes
Crazy.
after you got dropped off.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know this was a thing.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, it actually happened a year ago that they pushed an update, which then required you to either authorize Uber to track you or to not let it track you at all. But most people just went with the default, which was to allow it to track you. You know, you get that strange little thing whenever you download an application that says, by the way, this application is going to need access to your pictures and it's going to need access, basically your whole life.
Yeah.
And so that's what the Uber app was doing. And
I was just thinking about that on the way to work today. I was thinking, how ingenious would it be to hack someone's phone? Because I feel like anytime you upload a new app to your phone, it always goes through that laundry list of things. It says, oh, the phone wants to allow it to have this and this and this.
Right.
What if somebody, instead of having a pop-up that popped up immediately saying, hey, your computer has a virus, push this button and let us check it. Instead of doing that, it laid dormant. And then the next time you uploaded a new app, it just kind of snuck in with those.
You are giving people ideas right now.
I want one that just says, hey, we noticed you're not watching Around Midnight. and then
Yeah,
automatically
we'd like to
switches
track what you are doing.
to
We
YouTube
want to know what you are
at
watching.
10 o'clock on Friday
I'm gonna
nights.
give you a poke.
Yeah, constant suggestions. It just taps into all your social media. Starts sending out tweets in your name.
All right, well, so going, we're getting off we're going on tangents here. Going back to the YouTube. Oh, great! Now I'm going to have YouTube.
YouTube.
The
Uber.
Uber.
Yeah, that's it. Going back to the Uber
Uber.
situation. The trouble with it was apparently that Uber's idea was that this was supposed to guarantee safety for the rider as well as the driver.
Oh, yeah, right.
Because then they would know you reached your destination in one piece and you went on your merry way and the driver went on his merry way and he didn't assault you and you didn't assault him and so on and so forth.
No one got assaulted.
Right, exactly. No one got assaulted. But apparently they didn't do a very good job of explaining this. Even they admit to that now. And so there was a huge uproar when people began to realize that this thing was tracking them even after they closed the application. So Uber finally said, yeah, okay, we might not have handled this one so well. We see your point, and we're dumping the tracking.
And by tracking, they're just tracking your location.
Yeah, they were tracking your location. Basically, like I say, according to them, it was to verify that you reached your destination and you proceeded somewhere else. And
I
you
mean, what
didn't
would
get
they know
assaulted.
if you... What?
Well,
if
I mean,
they
they
tracked
might
it?
have the ability to turn on the microphone and the camera and all that, and
Yeah, what if
see
you
where you're
were
going.
stuffed behind a dumpster? Why would they? How would they know the difference?
Well, I'm assuming that they would see you moving at some point, and obviously, if you put in the address that at
So
your
basically, they
destination,
are
and you
tracking you as
got
the
to your
driver is
destination.
dragging you down an alley. Left his phone in his car.
Well, no, because theoretically they'd be. Well, I don't know. That's a good question. Well, then
I don't
no,
know.
because then his phone would be sitting stationary in his
As
vehicle.
his buddy who he had following comes and gets his phone.
Well, that
Or
could
he
be,
throws it
you
into
know.
the back of the passing dump truck. See, now I'm getting too many ideas. I should not be made aware of stories like this.
Yeah, clearly not.
so just immediately thinking ways around it.
we need to give him more pizza next time so he goes unconscious before the show.
Look at that.
Well, that was interesting.
All right. Oh, and speaking of pizza, though, CJ, this is a great deal for you because you said you ate 5 of these pieces of pizza. There is a study that was released, and it was a global research study that says that cutting saturated fats out of your diet actually shortens your lifespan.
Yeah, my doctor told me that.
Really?
Yeah, my doctor said, "Don't worry about your weight. Fat people live longer." I'm like,
His
"Oh,
name would
thanks,
be like
Doc."
Dr. Domino, would it?
No, I wish he could have just said, "Yeah, you're doing just fine," but he was basically telling me in a polite way that I was overweight, and then
Dr.
proceeded to hand me
FC?
some
Dr.
printouts.
Yum Yum.
Yeah. He handed me some Dr. McDonald's. Handed me some printouts. He's a doctor that stands by the bathroom at the McDonald's on the corner of Lake.
That explains
No,
it.
then he
right
handed
there.
me some printouts of like the Mediterranean diet, which was a less subtle hint.
Yeah. Well, so if
Yeah.
apparently
you need more polyunsaturated fats in your diet.
Are we getting a telephone call? Are we actually getting a telephone call?
I don't know. Someday he's gonna figure out how to use it.
Yeah, seriously.
I think we got a telephone call. Let's try it.
Oh, I'm kind of frightened. Wait a minute. Breaking news. We got a telephone call. Okay. Do we know who? We don't know who we're talking to, do we? Hi, how are you tonight? You're on the air.
Hi, Daniel Sykes.
Hi.
What?
Hola,
Who are we talking to tonight?
Daniel Sykes.
Daniel Sight. Okay. I'll bite. How are you tonight?
I'm wonderful.
All right. Fantastic. We're like 5 minutes
I
into
just
the
want
show.
to voice my little opinion.
On what?
What's the subject right now?
Oh
You
no,
guys
I'm having flashbacks. I'm totally having flashbacks to the show back in the day. We were just doing the current events right now. At the moment, we were discussing the fact that a global research study has suggested that cutting saturated fats from your diet shortens your lifespan.
This is the parts where the crickets start.
No, it prolongs it.
No. According to this most recent research study, taking the saturated fat out of your diet will shorten your lifespan. If you, according to these latest research results, if you cut your saturated fat intake down to 3% or less, it actually has the effect of reducing your lifespan by as much as 13%.
Wow.
Conversely,
That's a pretty significant number.
Yeah.
if you
that's
if you maintain higher levels of saturated fat in your diet, it increases your lifespan by an average of 23%.
Wow. I want that one.
Where's that pizza?
That's it. Yeah, sign me up for a Big
No,
Mac at
that's
McDonald's.
not true.
That's
No,
not
to Dr.
true.
Ford.
It was on the bottom of a Snapple cap. It
I'm
has
s-
to be true.
I'm sorry. Where did you get your
Well, then
medical
you
degree
should be
from?
Diabetic.
Right. Where did you get your medical degree from?
the school of shut your pie
I
hole.
got mine on the internet.
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead then. Please continue, Doctor.
Puerto Rico.
Now we're gonna get all of Puerto Rico banning our show, where it is actually a little bit around midnight.
Go Macaws.
Okay, that's why people have diabetes because they eat a lot of fat food.
Well, it's funny
fatty
you should
food.
mention that.
As a matter of fact, it is not the saturated fats that do that. It is a diet that is high in carbohydrates, which are simple sugars that are then converted into
Sugar.
high sugar.
Which actually leads to fat. And I was watching one of those TED Talks or something. This doctor, she was actually really fascinating.
Well,
She-
you need to
cutting
cut out
carbs can
carbs,
actually
too, as
eliminate
well.
type 2
But
diabetes.
listen to me. Everything
Is she still
is
talking?
in
You have to
moderation.
keep. Oh, sorry.
You need carbs in your diet. You need a little sugar in your diet. Everything is in moderation.
Yeah. So back to the pizza.
What about salt? Do you need salt in your diet?
Moderation. Moderation.
All right, go crazy with the salt.
If people have high blood pressure, then it's moderation.
Mmm.
You need to go see your local physician and get tests done.
Opposed to your international physician.
As opposed to seeing an internet doctor.
You mean the TED Talk's not good enough?
Dr. 420? That guy down in Malibu?
What did he say?
Yeah.
That guy says
Do you
he's
want me
got
to come there? Because I'm a nurse.
he's got a cure
I'm
for
a
what
nurse.
ails me.
You're
Want me
an,
to come there next week and test you guys to make sure you're okay?
that would be interesting.
That sounds rather forward, young lady.
Nurse Daniel Sykes.
Sounds getting too
Nurse
rough for me.
Daniel Sykes.
Well, you know what?
Come next weekend. It's no problem.
Maybe you'll have to call us after the show. Oh, I'm having another flashback.
All right, Joe's trying to get a date
So,
for after the show.
What was the consensus of having a master's degree or common sense?
We haven't even
we're gonna
gotten
get
to
there.
we're only a few minutes into the show so far. We don't get to the meat and potatoes of this program until the after the first break at minimum.
We just got a YouTube
Oh,
comment
okay.
from Kelly. She says, "I love salt."
Yeah. Now see our caller is right about the salt. You got to moderate that intake because that will lead to high blood pressure, and that's always
Moderation,
bad news.
like fruit. Fruit is natural sugar, but it's still sugar. And if you're diabetic, it's still a moderation.
Speaking of which, CJ, what does it mean when you're actually spooning additional sugar into
Hey,
your cup
hey,
of
leave
soda?
my private life out of this.
Into your soda.
Spooning with into this. Oh, that's different.
Yeah, she said moderation.
Well,
So he's
I-
only putting 3
Moderate
scoops.
everything in moderation.
I gotta
He's
say, I have
moderating the
noticed
flavor of his soda.
that soda has gotten ridiculously sweet these days, and they're coming out with flavors of drinks that don't exist. Like anytime your flavor of your drink starts with the word that is a color, it's time to put it down.
I like
Exactly.
you go to a lot
you
of the
always
fast.
have to read the label.
You got to go to these fast
Read
food
the
restaurants
label.
these days, and they have this fantastic soda machine that will basically allow you to merge any flavor you can think of with any other beverage that you can imagine.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Come
I
on,
love
that's
that.
what we used to do back in the day. You make a suicide.
Yeah, well, no, then you only had 4 or 5 different sodas to choose from. But now you can take one soda, add it to another soda, and then add like pineapple, raspberry, and blueberry flavoring to it.
Yeah, way too much, man. And then I still
Okay,
found
that
myself
sounds
just
like
going
a
for
diabetic
seltzer.
heart attack.
A diabetic heart attack.
Yeah, that probably is exactly. You go blind drinking this stuff.
Tammy comments, "Nope, if salt is going to kill me, at least I'll die happy."
Okay, so clearly moderation is going right out the window tonight.
People love salt and
Well,
sugar.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, those are the two flavors, sweet and salty. That's it. Outside of that, what do you get? Fried?
Umami.
Fried, sweet, and fried salty? Alley County Fair is coming up, folks.
Yeah, that's right, huh? Wait, are we plugging the LA Fair now? I'm sorry, you're gonna get one of those Butterfinger burgers.
Yeah, you can,
A what?
Oh, my goodness.
A deep fried pickle.
We should pull up the menu for that place one day.
Yeah, they were just talking about that. There's some guy that's making some kind of a cupcake something or other. Yeah, there's all kinds of bizarre new
fried?
things on the menu. I'm sure it's all deep fried.
Deep fried burger.
Yeah, I got the deep fried Snicker once.
What's up
A
with the
heart
deep
attack
fried
waiting to happen.
deep fried butter?
That, I draw the line.
Yeah, I've never tried that because
Deep
that
fried
really
butter?
that just my
Deep
arteries
fried
start clogging
butter.
just thinking about that.
I've heard of that. I've had all the, bacon covered donuts and bacon wrapped turkey leg and
I still want to try the Krispy Kreme burger. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't done it yet, but I want to try it.
yeah.
Crazy.
You can go to places
Oh
like a lot
my,
of
ew.
a lot of cool high-end burger places have like those peanut butter and jelly burgers.
Ooh.
Those are good.
No.
You gotta give it a try.
I loved peanut butter jelly sandwiches as a kid, but I'm sorry, slapping
I've
a piece
never
of
heard of
meat
that.
between
No,
that
I've
just
never
does
heard of that.
not seem
Yeah,
right.
you go down to like Grill 'em All in
Where?
Alhambra or the 50-50
That's,
burger.
that's your mistake right there, Alhambra. Mistake right there.
Wow, don't pull any punches, caller. Tell us
Man.
what you really think.
Like, that's a cat burger right there.
Oh, wow.
What the hell are you talking about?
Kelly says anything with bacon has to be good.
I got to agree with Kelly on that one.
And Tammy says deep fried anything is yum yum.
Yeah, that's probably true as well. Well, I tell you what, we've got to move on with this segment of the show, caller. But will you call us back in about
Half hour.
I'm thinking 15 minutes, and then you can join us on the next part of the conversation, which it sounds like is what you
Absolutely.
really want to talk about. All right?
Absolutely. I'm your biggest fan.
Oh, I love to hear that. Thank you so much.
Must be all the
Call
salt
us-
and
Your
stuff.
biggest fan. I'm your biggest fan, Danielle Sykes.
All right, well, call us back in 15 minutes.
You got it.
All right, bye-bye.
I heard.
Bye, gentlemen.
I'm sorry. Did I hear Chevelle say it must be because of all the sack?
Salt.
Okay, wait, we need...
I heard Chevelle say sack.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, getting a lot of sack will make you big.
Now we have to
a little
have
while,
a
anyway.
moment of recognition because we actually got a telephone call and it actually worked. I
That
mean,
is a-
there
that is
was
an
no
accomplishment.
problem, no feedback, no nothing. The phone call, we're actually improving our technology here at around
It
midnight.
sounded decent.
Yeah.
The person could hear us.
Seriously, I probably shouldn't have said that now. It'll jinx us for the rest of the show. But remember, we are live, and you can call us at 951-356-6882, and we'd love to talk to you tonight. Moving on, guys. Here's another interesting little...
Quick question: can
Okay.
the callers hear the drops?
No.
Not unless they're watching us on their from the feed. If they're watching us on YouTube right now, then they hear the drop
This-
10 seconds after we do
It's
it.
better that way,
Yeah.
so you can make fun of them to their face.
Yeah, we still have
I mean, really enjoy their conversation.
Ugh.
Give us a call.
All right, so Singapore is started on this initiative that they're calling Smart Nation. They are basically setting up their entire. By the way, Singapore is like the city-state. It's this teeny little nation that's about the size of a state,
Former English colony.
and they're setting up their entire country to be wired with sensors and cameras. Todd, you probably won't have any idea what I'm talking about. CJ, you might know who Big Brother is a reference to.
yeah.
George Orwell's 1984. Yeah, I can see your eyes.
I don't know
glazing
why
over
that's a
right there,
surprise
Todd.
to anybody. They're already doing that.
So the idea, their position on this is that it is going to allow them to do things like moderate traffic flows whenever there's a problem. They can send emergency services to whomever, wherever, whenever. They can even make sure you're not spitting your gum on the sidewalk, because we all know in Singapore, if you do that, you end up with a life in prison.
You get
sentence.
paddled.
Yeah, basically. No, it's worse. It's far worse than just getting paddled.
Didn't that guy get paddled in
Yeah.
China
That was in Singapore.
Yeah.
for spitting out gum?
I think the same thing happened in China, but there was the one that made everybody mad was the one in Singapore.
Yeah. So they're trying to do this, and they believe it is a model that the rest of the world will follow at some point. And ironically enough, the citizens of Singapore do not see this as a bad thing at all. But I don't think that this would ever fly in the United States. And, where do you draw
Yeah.
the line as far as privacy is concerned?
Yeah, I feel like Americans would be like, "This is an invasion of my privacy."
Well, I mean, seriously, the government now knows, in Singapore, that is, exactly when you're at home, when you step out the door, where you go, what you do. When you stop to go to the bathroom, they know about it, and they're making sure you're peeing in the toilet.
But they're not the first country to do that, though.
Yeah,
I think to this extent they are.
and companies are doing things like implanting chips in people. I mean, it seems like things are going this way.
That scares the heck out of me. Case in point, I just got a new phone. Todd, you and I were talking about this the other day. And the phone, the other night, I look at the phone, and the phone is telling me, we've noticed that, I like the way it said we. We as in who? We've noticed that you seem to go to bed about this time and wake up at this time. Would you like us to set alarms for you? I'm like, the phone has multiple personalities? What the hell are we talking about here?
That is cause for concern.
Yes,
If it's calling itself we.
Yeah. When it
I
starts
mean, how many
referring
of these
to
phones are sitting here talking to each other? Like, your phone is talking to his phone, like, hey, you notice, Joe? Should I tell him?
It's a red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Todd's phone's like, yeah, you should let him know.
I'm pretty sure I saw a movie about this. It was called The Minority Report.
That's actually an excellent point.
Huh? Big Brother.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. So
Eagle Eye.
You're gonna have those retinal implants or whatever they had in that movie. Now there was also a video game kind of that had this same idea. I think it took place in kind of a futuristic Seattle, and basically it was a lot like this, where they had sensors and cameras installed everywhere, and basically you had your
Oh, I remember that
facial
game.
recognition.
Is that the one you had to like skate around
yeah, it
or
was
something
called
like that?
Watch
You had a
Dogs.
backpack?
No, you're thinking of like Jet Grind Radio.
No.
or something.
It was this like the dude. He ran around with a backpack and he could hack people's phones. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, he was a hacker. He didn't skate. I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
think he
there.
jacked somebody for a skateboard at one
You
point.
probably could, but yeah, it was like a GTA except you were a hacker and you had your phone and you would run around and hack things. And yeah, you would get in high-speed chases and you could control the city things. Like they said, they had things to control traffic.
Signals.
So you got in a chase with the police and then you could put up the barriers behind you so the cops ran into them. It's a good game.
Well, we got more to talk about when we get back. Of course, we got Trump in the news again, and we're going to do that segment right when we come back. But we got to take a break right now. This is Around Midnight for Friday, September the 1st with the Local Boys. Thanks for joining us this evening. We've already gotten one fantastic phone call, and we're looking forward to talking to that caller and more when we come back right after this. All right, Malibu's film festivals, films, charity events, and special programs continue to evolve in support of the arts in your community, and you can help by becoming a part of the community by sponsoring the Malibu Film Festival. Donate at malibufilmfestival.com/donate. That's malibufilmfestival.com/donate. And again, it is Friday, September the 1st, right here. This is Around Midnight. And by the way, we didn't talk about this before, but we have to kind of throw a nod and sort of bow our heads to the disaster that's going on over there in Texas right now. CJ, I know you wanted to talk about that. And let's not even discuss the heat wave that we've got going on down here on the West Coast. But, boy, they're really kind of taking a beating over there in the middle of the country right now.
Yeah. I've been hearing, I was watching YouTube a little bit during the eclipse, and this guy had uploaded it felt like 4 years long, but it was about an hour-long video, and he was talking about how after the eclipse there was going to be all these bizarre weather things and all this other stuff, and then no sooner than that happens, you get the flooding in Houston, you get the heat wave over here, you've got North Korea launching missiles over Japan. And it just seems
By the way, they were really upset about that. The Japanese
they
are
were.
really angry, and they're actually kind of jumping on our bandwagon and threatening some kind of severe retaliation.
Yeah. If you guys do that again, we're telling America.
That's probably exactly what it boiled down to. All right. Well, so of course, no show would be complete without
Trump in the news.
All right, so
You like that way too much.
I do. That's a lot of fun. And here's the thing: Trump has, besides his very scripted response to the disasters taking place, he almost sounded presidential when he made his statements about what was happening over there right now with the state of emergency that exists. It's amazing what a teleprompter can do for you. Maybe in a decent scriptwriter, and if he sticks to the script, and just
Which he's not good at.
no, I'd swear that he's actually sitting there tweeting while he's, and then he's like, oh, that was a great one.
Yeah,
let me
they
throw that
really
into the
should just
speech.
like tweet his scripts to him, and then maybe he'll actually. read them.
There you go. But so he has taken to reverse a policy from the Obama era, and he's authorizing again the military to start selling off or giving away surplus hardware to law enforcement agencies around the country.
They've been doing that for a while.
Well, yeah, the practice began in 1990. But after some very high-profile events where police that were armed with this military hardware took a very hard line against protesters and the like, the Obama administration kind of sat up and took notice and said, there's a reason that the Constitution says that the military is not supposed to be used against the citizenry, and there's a reason that the police force only has so much firepower.
Well, that actually came to a head in Monrovia. I don't remember how many years ago, but the PPD basically has one of those. It's like an armored APC that they got from the military, and
From
they had a
Iraq?
huge battering ram on the front of it, and they rammed through this house in Monrovia, took out pretty much the whole wall to go after some guy for what I don't want to say was a minor infraction. I think it's some drug-related charge or something like that, but it was an unbelievably strong show of force.
Yeah. Now, and here's the thing. So the Obama administration in 2015 said, enough's enough. We're not using military hardware for the police departments. We're stopping this practice. Up to that point, police departments like Los Angeles, now I have to say, Los Angeles Police Department, in their defense, they don't purchase real military hardware. They don't they don't accept the military hardware from the military. They did accept like face shields and bulletproof vests and that kind of thing, but they sort of draw the line there. But other law enforcement agencies around the country have gotten things like half-track vehicles, that are basically tanks, armored personnel carriers, which are the APCs you're referring to, even the MRAPs, which are the military armored explosive vehicles that were designed for use in Iraq and other places there in the Middle
IEDs
East,
and whatnot.
and even grenade launchers. And I'm sorry, I get the armored vehicle thing to some degree. When you start adding tracks to them, I start getting concerned. But what do the police need with grenade launchers?
I don't have a problem with it if we are going to go according to the Constitution and I'm allowed to have the same thing.
So
I have a
you
problem.
want the balance of power.
Heck yeah. If they
Okay.
get a grenade launcher, I want a grenade
Well,
launcher.
see, now-
if they get a tank, I want a bigger garage because I'm going to get a tank.
Now, again, in all fairness, apparently the story goes that with the grenade launchers, they modify these things to fire tear gas canisters and the
Come
like.
on.
But I'm thinking it can probably still
Come
launch a
on.
grenade, too.
It didn't even have to be a grenade. You ever take a tear can to the face?
No, I can't say that I have. Have
Those
you?
things, they shoot pretty freaking solid, man.
Well, okay, so now, this is an interesting discussion right here because, on the one hand, it's militarization of the police force, which is kind of like an extension of the government's arm in keeping the people under control. That's one way to look at this. The flip side is that you have this influx of terrorism, and you have people that are sworn to do anything they can to kill as many people as possible in the name of their cause. We've seen it happen around the world recently where they're getting a hold of vans, driving them into crowds, jumping out with explosives and guns and trying to kill as many
but
people as
here's
they
the
can.
problem with that.
Okay.
Militarizing the police is not going to stop that from happening because the police cannot respond until something happens. And usually they're not going to be there for 90 minutes, 90 seconds, 2 minutes.
Well, I'm going to go on the record, by the way, as saying I'm really not for the militarization of the police force, but I am playing devil's advocate here and presenting both sides of this and opening it up for discussion.
I think that if in that situation, that's the reason why this Fourth Amendment exists.
Okay.
Because if we were an armed populace, and I'm not saying everybody has to have an AK strapped to their back, but if they didn't make such a big deal about, an average citizen having a handgun, then they could defend themselves. And you might have a terrorist go in and take out 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 people. But if 5 of those people had weapons. One of them's going to draw down on that guy.
Isn't this what I said last week?
I'm just saying.
Isn't that exactly what I said last week?
I mean,
The
it's
founding
similar.
fathers had some things right. We
I
do
would-
need to talk about that 3/5 rule, though.
Okay.
I was just thinking about talking about tear canisters to the face. I don't know that I'd want to take any kind of canister to the face.
Yeah, as it turns out, it's pretty hard.
Even like one of those like little canisters full of fresh tennis balls. I feel like that would still hurt
they
pretty
they
bad.
have somebody that got like, well, that might have been a Simpsons episode with the T-shirt bazooka.
yeah,
Flanders'
didn't
wife,
Flanders' wife
No,
died.
somebody did get injured by one of those T-shirt
Yes,
bazookas.
that did happen very recently, as a matter of fact.
That was an actual thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
because they have to wad those things up super
Yeah.
tight. So if you're within
Yeah,
close
getting-
enough proximity, any kind
Yeah,
of projectile
so-
coming at
so
you,
the flip
I've thrown
side-
a roll of duct tape at somebody, and
The flip side
didn't
of that
end
is
well.
that I was at a football game not that long ago, and they came out with the
To
T-shirt
someone?
launcher. And this guy, I'm like, all right, I'm sitting about halfway up, and I'm like, yeah, send me a T-shirt. And this guy goes, poof, and it goes, and I mean, it literally went
Yeah.
like 2 rows up there, and that was it. And it became sadly apparent within the first 2 shots that there's no T-shirt coming up here. That
Yeah.
thing has not got the power to launch anything
They weren't
beyond
They didn't
row
properly
1.
pack the projectiles.
No, what it is that they've backed the power down on this thing so much to
Yeah.
avoid the liability,
Yeah.
and that ties into what we were going to be discussing.
Come on, it's got all the
in-
PSIs. Yeah, they're cranking it way
Yeah,
down.
you know, going into what we were going to discuss, which is what happened to common sense in this country.
Hold on, Tammy comments. Have you ever heard of pepper balls?
yeah, they're
Yeah,
delicious.
and
Yeah,
rock
is that
salt?
new
What-
app at Applebee's? Yeah, let's have half.
I thought it
half
was
pepper balls and half
pepper balls. Sounds like
teriyaki
something you need
chicken
antibiotics
skewers.
for. You know, it's like you got the pepper balls.
Okay.
Anyway, so what happened to get to common sense in this country? And in expounding on that topic, I was sitting the other day with my kids watching cartoons. Yes,
As
you
I
know,
want
as
to
a,
do.
as a parent, I have to sit there with the cartoons, and that's a side story.
Wait,
all
you
its
do
own.
that because you're a parent?
I love the fact that, you know, and I tried to introduce my kids to some of the classic cartoons like Tom
Come on,
and
you know
Jerry
you,
and that
you're
kind of
just
thing.
watching that Disney. 'cause
And
you
my,
love it.
my kids cannot wrap their heads around the idea that these cartoons existed pre them,
Yeah.
and that I've seen these before, and I know what's going to happen, and they just can't understand that. But anyway,
Guess what? The coyote never catches the roadrunner.
but so we all know that in contemporary society, cartoons are nothing but vehicles to sell children things. It used to be that we actually watched them for entertainment purposes, but now they're just cleverly disguised commercials.
Oh, they were always that. Well, for like the last, I would say for the last 20, 30 years.
When I was a kid, there was no Scooby-Doo merchandise.
Yeah, there was.
No.
The lunch pail.
Yeah, they
Are
had
you
lunch
kidding
pails.
me?
Maybe the lunch pail. That was about it. There weren't Scooby-Doo action figures and the Scooby-Doo sleeping bags.
Actually, there were.
no, there were not.
Yeah, there were. But at that same time, though, Star Wars was killing it with the marketing. They didn't have a Star Wars cartoon, to be fair.
That's true.
But then you had G.I. Joe, you had Transformers, you had Voltron.
Yeah, don't even get me started on Voltron. I'm mad about that because Voltron murdered my favorite cartoon back in the day, which was Robotech. Yeah.
that was.
But anyway,
Can you imagine what would have happened if the Star Wars Christmas special was good?
He just pressing buttons at random.
no, I mean that's about the only thing that.
I just feel like that totally killed the momentum of Star Wars for a while there.
Yeah, it kind of did.
If it was good,
Was that the one that they simulcast? Didn't they simulcast one where we played on AM radio and they played it on TV?
I'm sure they simulcast a lot of things, but Todd doesn't know anything about AM radio, so he also doesn't know what simulcast is. So anyway, going back to what I was discussing, you guys are the kings of tangents tonight. You know that, right?
I'm sorry, what?
Please, I'm having another flashback to.
So you're watching
$30,
cartoons with your
yeah.
kids.
Whoa, hold
Yeah.
on, I got an update.
Okay, wait. Okay,
Tammy wants to clarify about pepper balls.
okay.
Says a guy at an Antifa protest kicked a gas canister back at police, and the police shot a pepper ball at him in the nuts.
So it really is
So
pepper
he-
balls that needs.
it
He
really
needed
is pepper
antibiotics.
balls.
I was right. He needed antibiotics.
Wow.
Okay,
That cop did that on purpose.
His poor wife.
man. So
Or maybe she's happy about it.
I'm watching his cartoon, and of course the obligatory commercials come on selling toys to kids.
Pepper balls?
And then no, not pepper balls. And so there's a commercial for these dolls. And of course the little girls are playing with the dolls and doing all that. And my daughter's sitting there going, "I want one of those, Daddy. I want one of those." And at the end of it is a litany of stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Dolls do not stand on their own. What? When I was a
I expect my dolls to stand by
Seriously,
themselves.
When I
wait,
was
that's
a
not
kid,
thing?
we kind of just took that as a fact that went without saying that the doll didn't stand by itself. The doll didn't do anything you saw on TV without your hand attached to it. It's not a living person. It doesn't sing. It doesn't dance. It doesn't dress itself. You have to do all this stuff. Why do we have to have a disclaimer now that says the doll can't stand by itself?
Yeah, anytime you see a car commercial now, it always has a scroll on the bottom saying, professional driver,
Yeah.
closed
Closed
course,
course.
do
See-
not attempt.
See, here's the thing about this. I'm almost 100%. You got to know that anytime they've added one of these disclaimers, it's because somebody came up behind them before and sued.
Yeah.
So who was the person that sued over the fact that they took the doll out of let me get the doll out of the package, put it out there. Pfft, oh, it doesn't dance.
I'm sure that was the case, but I think that they probably just sued so many times that they just disclaim everything right out the gate. Like before they even release the package for the toy, they've got disclaimers that they've written for it.
Oh, wait, what is that?
We have a caller on the line.
We have a caller on the line. Hi, caller. How are you tonight?
Not too bad. How you doing?
Pretty good, thanks. Wait, who's this caller? That
You know
laugh
who
told
it
me.
is,
Yes, I
son.
know who it is now. How are you doing?
I don't know who this is.
These guys
Not too bad.
want to know where the music is. I want to know where the music is.
What, now, see, I'm watching you guys live, and I'm not sure how long the delay is.
Probably
About 10
You were just
seconds.
talking about
10,
the
12
doll.
seconds. Yeah.
Okay. You were just talking about the doll, so hopefully you're still on that.
Yes,
Not
yes. No,
too out of the
since
mix.
since I know who this is, I was asking you where the music is because you were going to send us some music.
Oh. Yes, my apologies.
I told
Life got in the way, and I ended up doing some travel, so
Oh.
humblest apologies on that.
All right.
But it will be coming your way.
fantastic. All right, we're looking forward to that. Okay. So, about the doll
Who's this guy?
Come
Come on, give us a
He's
name.
an old friend of the
Yeah,
show.
you gotta say a name.
We'll call him
Dr. X.
We'll call him Fred.
Let's call him Tom.
Tom?
Jesus.
Okay.
Let's call him Tom.
Tom. All right.
That laugh, though. That's hella
No,
nefarious, man.
Well, Tom,
Now,
it's good to talk to
me and
you.
Joe go back. Me and Joe go back a ways. First off, it's good to see you guys on the air again. This is awesome. I'm loving this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the first time I've been on live, but I've watched everything. That's been up on
I'm
the
sorry.
web, on the YouTube page. So
If you watched everything, I'm sorry.
no, you got to give me.
Yeah,
some
you'll
money
never
now.
get those hours back.
Yeah, those are some images burned into your retinas you'll never erase.
We're just getting back in the groove. Don't watch the shows before this one.
Nah. I'm loving it. It's all good. It's
We're
all
barely getting the phones
good.
to work.
The thing about the no, I was wondering if it would pick up. I'm like, wow, what if this is like pre-taped or I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking.
Totes live.
But no, the thing with the say it again.
Live.
That delay is killing
Oh,
us.
okay. This is live.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. No, the thing with the doll really got me because, especially when you talk about, the doll will not stand on its own.
Right.
I mean, when I was a kid, we just kind of knew that we had to use our imagination. Okay, perfect example. It's a true story.
Okay.
I'm a kid. I'm watching TV, and there's a commercial. I'm watching cartoons. A commercial comes on. It's like some fire truck, some action fire truck. I was like, man, that looks awesome. I want that. So I walk in the room. My dad's, he's sitting at his desk, he's working. I said, Daddy. He said, yeah. Can I have a fire truck?
Daddy.
He's like, and he looks, and he stops what he's doing. He looks at me and goes, hold on a second. He gets up, walks over to his closet, pulls out a shoebox, grabs a magic marker, and drew like wheels and the whole thing on the side of the shoebox.
Okay.
Draws like a little window with a little guy in it, and hands it to me. He's like, here, go have fun. And I remember thinking, my dad is a genius. This fool just made a fire truck. I played with that box for like a week. And I thought it was incredible.
I'm doing that. I'm taking that.
I think it's, back then it's like, I just needed a basic mock-up. My imagination could take it from there. I'm not sure that we're at that point anymore with our kids.
No, we're most definitely not. I've noticed that just about every toy that either of my children picks up needs about a half dozen batteries in order to function.
Yeah, and some of them need Wi-Fi connections.
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
Yeah, what would your son say if you did that to him? If you drew on a box
Yeah.
and said, play with this, son.
I'm not even sure I could repeat it on the air. My son would look at me and go, what am I supposed to do with this, Dad?
He's like, I'm about to shove this where the sun don't shine, Dad. Now give me $50 so I can go buy a toy. Sorry, I got pizza in my throat.
Todd's choking himself up.
Sorry, I'm trying to extend my life.
But yeah, that's a reference to the top of the show. I don't know if you caught that, but apparently adding fats increases your lifespan.
No, I saw that, which is, you're right.
No, it's totally
That's
true.
amazing.
Hey, I'm
That's
going
like
with that.
genetics.
Don't burst my bubble. I'm going with that. You know how hard it is to try and sell my wife on the idea that I can have all the French fries I want? I needed this, Tom. I needed it.
But you know what? I think it's genetics. Like, okay, what's that documentary that came out some time ago? Super Size Me.
Yeah,
They're talking-
yeah.
I mean, the whole documentary is talking about fast food is terrible to kill you. And then in the middle of the documentary, they interview some guy. The guy's like super tall, thin as a rail, and the guy's eating like 10,000 Big Macs. He's fine. He's walking around. He's doing his thing. It's like, I think some people are just acclimated to it. I mean, there's some guys I grew up with or guys that I traveled with, and they ate the same things I did. They gained tons of weight. I didn't. Okay, great. Is this stuff bad for you? Yeah, but I think some people are just kind of genetically predisposed to where their body's a bit more forgiving of all the sludge and the crap they throw into it.
Yeah,
I wish I was
but when
so
you
lucky.
say it
Well,
like that.
I've been fairly lucky.
I just
You
realized
poured
something.
sludge down your gullet.
Totally off the subject here, but you guys don't realize what a momentous occasion this is that we're talking to Tom this late in the evening. Because Tom has usually turned into a pumpkin several hours ago by now.
I stayed up just for
Did,
us.
did his
There's-
phone tell you that?
No.
There's a reason I'm actually up. Today is my birthday.
Happy
Tom,
birthday.
I'm actually staying up late. I'm trying to thank you. I'm
Wait.
trying to savor the moment right down to the last second.
We're gonna sing him happy birthday. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday
Isn't that
to
a copyright
you.
violation?
Yeah, we don't want to get sued.
Birthday to Tom.
Yeah, we're going to get blocked on YouTube. Sorry, you just
I
got
think-
flagged by Sony Records.
I think
Probably.
the Happy Birthday song
Pretty great.
actually did get put back into
Isn't that public domain?
Public domain.
I don't
It
know.
wasn't for the longest time,
You
but
might
I
be right. I think
believe
we
it's
covered
good
that.
now.
Huh. Well, you know what?
That was the lamest happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday, happy birthday. So let's finish the song.
Happy
Happy
birthday
Rumor that
to
Michael Jackson
you.
owned the right.
Get out of here, really? I heard it was two ladies.
Yeah,
that owned
that's what
it.
I think. I remember too. There was like some women that owned it.
Yeah. I don't know. Michael Jackson owned everything
No, no.
else.
Yeah, Tammy confirms it. She
Yeah,
says
no kidding.
you can. They lost their court battle, and it's public domain.
Excellent. That's good to know. So, Tom, let me ask
From the
you
top.
this question.
Happy-
Which would you? Oh, wow, Todd really wants to sing "Happy Birthday." Well, what do you think is more important? To be educated, to have book smarts, or to have common sense, what we used to call street smarts?
Some people still do.
What the cool kids would call street smarts.
I think it's a combination of the two. Okay, I
Good answer.
probably shouldn't disclose, so I won't. But I work for one of the biggest tech companies in the world.
The X Corporation.
And yes, and when you start a job with this company, you end up going to like an orientation day. You have to fly to their headquarters in Northern California. So I fly to their headquarters, and they hire maybe I think once a week or once every other week they have like an orientation day, and that's when all the new people come in. So I'm in this room this particular day. There's like 80 or 90 guys in there, and I'm talking to each of them. And because everyone's new, everyone's excited to be
That's
part of the company.
racist.
It's like, what do you do?
Why do they all
the
gotta
guy
be
next to me is
guys?
like, oh, I'm a rocket scientist. The guy on the other side is like, oh, I'm a genius. I mean, these guys have PhDs in mechanical engineering, chemical engineering,
Brag much?
electronic engineering, software, the whole thing. And I'm like, holy mackerel. So I could, thankfully, I couldn't disclose my skill set because the division I was in was a startup, so we weren't even supposed to talk to other employees.
They didn't want
what we were
everybody else to
doing.
know how
But
stupid
later
you were.
that day, I met my. Yeah, exactly.
Just keep your mouth shut.
Later that day, I meet my boss for the first time, and I'm telling him about this experience where I go through orientation, and I'm like, man, I feel like an idiot because all these guys are geniuses. And without even smiling or cracking a joke, he says, no. He says, that's the unique thing about this company. If we hire only people that are brainiacs, our products will fail. We have to hire people from all walks of life because you get a very different perspective when you hire people from everywhere.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the most amazing thing, and I found that to be very true about this company and their products.
That's
Is
why
that,
we keep Joe around.
It's
So
so it makes sense.
true story. Right after he
Somebody-
left that meeting, he walked out, and there was a guy sitting at a desk just picking his nose, and that was the stupid guy that they hired just to keep things balanced in there.
Level it out.
They put him right opposite the guy who was the rocket scientist.
Yeah, you could have at least waved to me.
I'm going to
The
try
nose
and forget
finger had
you
the red
said that.
stapler.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's.
You guys didn't see Office Space.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
oh, yeah.
we did. We
oh,
did.
Yeah.
Hey, wait.
put
Hey,
strychnine
Todd,
in the
Todd, can you
guacamole.
grab that red stapler up there? I still
You
have.
really have the red
I still
stapler.
have the red stapler.
And it's a swing line, right?
Yeah. Here's the red
that's
stapler. Yep. And Tom knows what this is about. Tom was there when I got this red stapler.
I used to be by the window, but now they moved my desk. I can't look out the window. I used to see the squirrels in the.
I like the people to cake ratio is. That was my favorite part was the people to cake ratio. Oh,
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. See, that's one of those movies that I kind of want to recommend to people, but then I think back on it, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if everybody should be watching this movie. It gets a little dicey. You got to be careful what crowd you point that out. You can't be like at your bar mitzvah, like, oh yeah, you got to see Office Space. I don't know if a little.
Oh yeah.
I feel like at this point, it's kind of become a classic.
Yeah,
that,
but still.
that a lot of people, you should see.
all right.
Because I used to feel that way about Pulp Fiction, but you don't recommend everybody go see that either.
Focus, guys, focus. We were talking about common sense.
And common sense says don't tell your kid to go watch Pulp Fiction.
That's true. That's true. But
Yeah.
is it, Tom? Do you think that common sense is on the decline in this country?
You have seen The President, right?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And unfortunately, I think, and this is real weird. Talk about a walking dichotomy. I love technology, but I think technology is going to lead to our decline. Okay, perfect example. Joe, I've known you from some time.
Yeah.
I don't know your phone number because it's auto dial.
Yeah.
It's your name. It's Joe. I type it in, it appears. I used to know people's numbers. There
Yeah.
are things I used to know that now I've kind of have been farmed out by these devices. Well, what happens if one day I drop this thing and it smashes and and I can't retrieve? Okay, yes, I can retrieve it. All my information's in the cloud, but you know what I'm going. It's like there used
It's
to
your
be little
second
things
brain.
that I would know.
It's like saying that people
it's
used to
like
know how to
idiocracy
drive.
all over again.
People
Oh, wow.
used to know how to drive,
Oh,
but
yeah.
now they don't. Now they've got the car telling them, "Oh, hey, there's a car next to you in the lane over,"
Oh,
and
yeah.
they'll stop for you because you're not looking for the pedestrian that's walking across the
Yeah,
street.
cars
and they
will
can
brake for you.
Yeah, they can back up and park the car for you because you couldn't pass that part of the
I
driver's
don't like
test.
that. I don't like that because of Minority Report. I don't want my car to be able to be stopped.
You are experiencing an accident. Oh no, wait, that was from iRobot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that
Yeah,
one
yeah.
too. They did they do that in my? It was in both of them, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah,
That's
I
why
know, man.
Will Smith drove the classic car.
Yeah.
And he wore the Chucks.
Yeah, I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
Wow. So I'm not the only one who believes that their IQs are falling out there.
I don't know that IQs are falling. I think that people are just they're not exercising their brains anymore. People know more stuff, but they don't know more stuff.
Yeah, does not worrying about mundane things like memorizing people's phone number, does that in theory leave space in your brain for other things?
You know what? I don't know if this is going to make sense to anybody, but it's like people don't know the data anymore. They know the metadata. So they know the information about the information you want, just like they know your
I know how to
name
get the
for the phone
information.
number, but they don't
I
know
don't.
your phone
Yeah,
number.
it's like I know the Wikipedia address. I don't know everything that's on the address, but I can get there.
Yeah.
There was a famous comedian that used to do a bit about how he bought a stereo, and inside there was the packet of silica gel, the drying agent to keep everything from getting shorted out. And on that package it says, "Do not eat this."
Yeah.
And he's like, how many people open up the box and think, "Ooh, I got a stereo and some gum"? I mean, seriously, why do we have to tell people not to eat that thing in the box?
Somebody sued.
Yeah, you have to think, well, something like that. Yeah, people don't buy a stereo every day. Sometimes you get this thing. You literally don't know what it is.
Did we lose our caller, by the way? Tom, are you still there?
Nope.
I think we
sorry,
lost
guys.
Tom. Yeah.
I
Oh,
got a
Tom.
birthday to celebrate.
Sorry, guys. You guys talking
Oh, yeah.
about some boring
No, no.
crap.
Tom's eyes are glazing over. No, you know what? Like I said, it's pretty rare for Tom to be up this late, and I think he's falling asleep on the phone. So, Tom, what'd you do for your birthday tonight before we let you go?
You know what's funny?
Uh-huh.
My
Besides
birthday
us?
was awesome because I did very little. I
Oh, those
took
are
a
the
nap
best.
during the day.
Just don't bother
yeah,
me.
I mean it was awesome. Yeah. I mean, because that's the things you don't get to do that much, especially if you're kids. So I took a nap during the day, just kind of hung out, moved slow, was completely. I mean, nothing really got done. I was completely inefficient. It was awesome. Loved it. Loved it.
Fantastic.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, by the way,
I like
for
it.
all of you out there that want a tip for the most fantastic Father's Day ever, that would be it right there. We want to be completely inefficient on Father's Day.
Just leave me alone.
Exactly.
Leave me alone. Father's Day is Father's Day off.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. I mean, we live our lives now like it's a to-do list. Sometimes it's cool just to kind of flounder around and do nothing for
Yeah.
hours.
I want my
I mean, it's
to-don't
in the
list.
moment. It's awesome.
You don't.
Don't list. I like that.
It's good stuff. Oh. Hashtag to don't list.
Exactly.
All right.
I don't want to hijack you guys' show forever. Okay, I do, but it might not be as riveting.
Well, Tom, it is actually awesome that you called us tonight. We really appreciate it. It's been great talking to you. I hope you're going to be a regular on the show. Don't forget to like us and tell all your friends. Forward the information. Get
Yeah.
everybody watching.
Click on all our metadatas.
That's it.
Did I say that right?
Absolutely.
Made a daddy.
That's meta.
Yeah. Made it that on the internet.
Yeah. See, there's somebody else on the internet. I was always getting razzed by the guys for saying that, but I said it on purpose. I like sounding like I'm technologically unsavvy. I enjoy that. It harkens back to a simpler time. Anyway, Tom, happy birthday to you again, and then certainly enjoy the last, I guess, the last hour of your birthday because we're coming close to the end of the show here. And thanks so much for calling, and we hope we're going to hear from you again maybe next Friday night. Remember, we're here every Friday night. We're live, and you can always call us at 951-356-6882.
Shouldn't
No
there be like
worries.
a music
Count on it.
drop
I'll
or
put it in my auto dial.
All right. And we're going to be looking for that music, too, okay, Tom?
You got it.
All
Got
right.
it.
Thanks again. You have a great night.
See you, Tom.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Night.
Okay.
Wow. 2 successful calls in a row. I can't believe it. This is fantastic, and this is Around Midnight, live for Friday, September 1st, 2017. Yes, I did say the year, guys. It's the Local Boys, and we'll be back right after this. Malibu Film Festival's films, charity events, and special programs continue to evolve in support of the arts in your community, and you can help by becoming a sponsor of the Malibu Film Festival. Donate at MalibuFilmFestival.com/donate. That's MalibuFilmFestival.com/donate and support the arts in your community. All right. Again, it is Friday. We are live. You got the local boys right here. I'm Joe Carbonetta alongside Todd Fluker and CJ Devine in the signature Around Midnight Orange. We gotta somehow patent that color,
this orange?
trademark that color or something. Hey, you know what? Maybe it looks orange, but maybe it's not. Maybe
I think
it's more
it's
like red.
tamarind.
Tamarind?
That's a color, right?
You really just came out with
I think that's the planet Starfire's from.
what?
Yes, that makes total sense.
Tamarind?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where Starfire's from.
Interesting. That's an obscure reference to a cartoon, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay. All right. So anyway, I like that, by the way. So if you are just joining us on the show this evening, we are live. 951-356-6882. That's the number you can call. We do have some people that are writing in to us. We have an email address. That is Mixafied, MIXAFIED, at gmail.com. You can always drop us a line, and we will get back to you. But, Todd, how about other ways that people can reach us?
You can tweet us at Mixified. So I'm sure someone checks that once in a while.
All
Oh
right.
yeah, I'm on it.
And did we just get a telephone call, too?
We did.
All right. Let's see. Whoops, that's not
That'd
the
be the
right
wrong
fader.
one.
Let's try this one. Hey!
Daniel Sykes from Glendora.
Oh, you are back. How are you doing?
Hello. Daniel Sykes from Glendora.
We got that part. Hey, is this Daniel Sykes from Glendora?
I love your show. Don't be a smart ass. I love your show.
Wow.
Oh,
Thank
I
you.
heard that Bell.
We are enjoying having the calls this evening. We really appreciate your call. And so tell me, if you've been watching the show, what do you think about common sense in this country?
What was the consensus?
What is the
I
consensus?
think common sense.
Yes, but does it exist anymore?
You could be a scholar, master's degree, but when you don't have any common sense, then it's kind of iffy.
Okay. All right, I'll buy that. It just
It's true. Think about it.
well, no,
Think about it.
I agree completely.
At the end of the day, you have like all this. Your IQ is 200, and if you don't have any common sense, then what?
Well, it just seems that there isn't any anymore because, and that's how we got on the subject of these disclaimers that are on everything now.
Right.
I mean, it's
Right.
you can't go anywhere without warnings that it just seems to me should be common sense.
So what's
Right.
your favorite disclaimer?
I think right now I gotta say this one that I just saw about how the doll doesn't stand up by itself. That's kind of.
Yeah.
What about you? You got a favorite?
I don't know. I kind of lean toward all the
Retarded.
medical ones, like, this
It's
thing might
retarded.
cause your butt to explode, those kind of ones.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, those are more warnings
I
than
was
That's
disclaimers.
nonsense.
Yeah.
It's
To-
nonsense.
to some degree they have to
To
put
me, it's
those
nonsense.
in. But seriously, telling somebody that the doll doesn't stand up, that's just ridiculous.
I love a good stick figure warning. Like you see occasionally, like on those wet floor signal signs,
And
and
it's a dude
Yeah,
falling.
like-
stick figure guy
like
will
my
be like,
Because
favorite-
not only do you have no
"Whoa."
common sense, but they can't write the words, so they have to draw you a picture.
If you buy any appliance, like a hairdryer or a
That's
curling
not
iron,
common sense. That's stupidity. There's a difference.
every one of those has a
The bell.
sticker on it that says, "Do not use this in water."
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing wrong.
I mean, seriously, who grabs a
That's
hairdryer and says,
different.
"Let me
You
jump in the
guys,
pool"?
Education, that's different.
I love the sign.
That's different.
Anywhere you see one of those automatic parking arms, it always has a little stick figure guy that says, "Don't walk here," and it has a picture of a guy getting brained by that arm and stars flying
Hey,
out.
that's not funny.
You guys, you're getting it twisted. That's not common sense. That's stupidity.
That's
Okay. So define common
well,
sense.
no. If you have common
More
sense,
things
you don't do
can
stupid
pray for them
things.
because they don't know.
But they
That's
should
not
know.
common
Yeah,
sense. They
no.
don't know. It's different.
Common sense is something that everybody should just know.
Wow.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. I mean,
But
what
they
would qualify as common sense these days? Because there's a lot of stuff I think most people. What does everybody know?
Common sense people are doers, creators, more grounded in reality. Book smarts are good, but you don't get much done until they're applied in real life.
Where's this coming from, Todd?
My brain. No, that's from Tammy.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
And she says she likes the drug company disclaimers.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah,
hilarious.
again, I can understand the drug company disclaimers because they create a new medication. It's basically a toxin.
That's
and
just a moneymaker.
there's going to be some kind of a side effect. You don't know what that's going to be until you take it. So they're telling you up
Exactly.
front what's going to happen. So
Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
I don't
All right.
expect common sense,
Okay.
you know.
But
I
then
can
there's
accept that.
they have to add so many different things. It sounds like a laundry list of horrific things that can happen to you. And I don't know, again, I'm sure that has to do with the testing that they had to do with the pill, and one person
Okay, what does this have
displayed
to do with
just
common
happened to
sense?
eat
You
Mexican
guys
food
went to
that night.
medical.
Shut up, I'm talking.
Hey, jeez.
Hey, easy.
Don't be
Tiger.
so
You
aggressive to
wanna
the
come over?
callers.
I'm
You're
in
going
the
to scare
middle
them
of a
away.
sentence.
You're going to scare all the callers
Easy,
away.
Tiger.
That was uncalled
Yeah,
for,
so yeah,
Todd.
I guess she's right, because that's not common sense, because not everybody knows that
Exactly.
it's going to cause, your butt to explode.
All right, here's one though. How come that for a week and a half prior to that eclipse you mentioned at the top of the show, they had to keep announcing on every newscast, "Do not look into the sun."
Because people like looking in the sun.
I mean, seriously.
Well, to be fair, I did have to tell my kid not to look at
You
the
know
sun.
they're going to look into the sun
Well-
because you told them not to.
Yeah, because I mean, at that point when the sun is mostly covered, and you're looking at it, the F is that beeping?
I don't know
Oh,
either.
I think we're supposed to be off the air. Anyway, it's 11
I
o'clock.
think you're right.
But yeah, no, I think
Oh, yeah,
when
I like
there's a solar eclipse, you literally have to tell people not to look at the sun because
that. It's still
Or your
there.
dog.
yeah, the sunlight isn't there, but there's still UV,
UV, yeah.
radiation, and your eyeballs don't have pain sensors, so you literally do not sense yourself being harmed, but you are.
Again, I'm going to go with it's common sense that you don't look at the sun, because you also know
But it's
that
fun, though.
the eclipse is the moon in front of the sun, and the moon is moving because we're moving, and it's not going to be in front of the sun for very long. So it's like, oh yeah, what is that? Ah! I don't understand that.
But Trump did it. He was fine.
Was he?
Yeah, he looked right up at the sun during the...
No, was he fine?
Was he fine to begin with?
Yeah, exactly.
You
There's
guys got to follow this comment
So-
trail in the chat.
what? Come on.
Well, you got this one that says, "Yeah, Trump look at the sun," and then the response is, "He was feeding the sun his energy."
This is fantastic. Well, listen.
Maybe that's why his hair's not as orange anymore. He was surrendering his energy to the sun.
Danielle, thank you so much for calling back again. We really appreciate it, and we hope you're going to be a regular caller. And please like us and share us on Facebook. Will you do that for
I
us?
will. I love you guys.
Well, we love you too.
Even me?
That's
Wow.
iffy.
Well, that was kind of quiet. Yeah, there was no response there at all.
And the other one is iffy too.
Ooh, I don't know. It sounds like you
The
guys
other one
made
to the right is iffy.
you made some enemies tonight.
Iffy.
I'm a little. See,
Okay,
you
good
were,
night, gentlemen.
you were
I'll
too
talk to you
hostile.
Good
next
night.
Friday.
Good night. Thank you so much, and have a great
Love you.
night.
Common sense during the week. Common sense.
All right. Duly noted. Have a great night. All right, guys. We gotta beat a hasty retreat here. But before we do that, we have to say our little disclaimer.
Oh, we got to tell people to use common sense about the show?
Yes, exactly. We have to have our disclaimer now that the views and opinions expressed on this show are solely those of the host and do not necessarily reflect or represent those of Mixified, its producers, staff, or sponsors. All materials contained within the show are for entertainment purposes only. Again, common sense, and should not be considered advice or instruction of any kind. Why do we have to say that? There's actually more to the disclaimer, and I think you can check it out on the screen. So pull out your bifocals and check that out.
And use some common sense, for goodness sake.
Exactly. Remember that Mixified is, or that I should say around midnight is, a Mixified production. And for the local boys, Todd, CJ, and myself, stay Mixified. And we'll see you next Friday night.